Hello, 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 and welcome to the Dear Diary podcast. I'm your host, Katie, and guys, we are on episode 9. Episode 9, 8. Episode 9, 8. Okay? And 9 is a divine time, okay? And number 9 is also the month of my birthday, September. So we are litty. I'm so excited to talk back to you guys. I know it's been a week and a half, but your girl went out of town again. Okay, doing her little big one before she go back to school and back to work. Okay, so respectfully, I have definitely been on vacation here and there, but and I definitely had to like regroup a little bit. I had to like come back and take some space and get away from reality and just enjoy myself and do things I wanted to do and not have to worry about work and other responsibilities like that. So I definitely needed those couple weeks just to get my life together. And, nothing's wrong with that. But I definitely miss you guys, and I'm definitely so excited to talk about this new topic. I'm always excited to talk about a new topic. So let's get into it, okay? So this title is called Out with the Old and In with the New. And I feel like that is so cliche. Like we say it and we hear it all the time. But something really stuck out with me with this one, like, because I know when I did the live, I had I won't say a lot of people, but I had a couple of people that asked me to talk about like things about when you are kind of like in the old season and you're ready to move into new season, or outgrowing relationships, friendships, and stuff like that. And you know what, I told myself, I was like, you know what, I feel like it's time to talk about it. Like it is so crazy to me because it's like everything that I go through or every instance that happen, God gives me a title for a podcast. And because I tell you, I wrote a whole list down, but I never put like, oh, I'm going to talk about this one day, 2 days. I never do that. I literally just go with what the Holy Spirit is telling me to do. So a lot of people I've been seeing a lot of these signs telling me about moving on to new chapters, moving on, and letting go of old things. And I know that this time frame in the year is very critical because it's like, we already done did, all of these months in a year. But I don't know about you, but I feel like sometimes with me, like when I feel like I'm getting stuck in that time of the year, is like, do I keep going the way I'm going, or do I reroute? Do I try over? Do I do things differently? Like, like it's one of them things where it's like, what direction I'm going to take to knock these rest of these months out into the new year. Like, what mindset am I doing? What is my focus? What is my goals? You know what I mean? So it's like, and I feel like I said out with the old and with the new, because it's like, I don't know, like, how like when you start in the new year and you're like, I have all these goals for myself. It's like we always give each other the New Year's to really start the things that we want to do and desire in our life. And I just feel like that should just be a continuous cycle in life generally. Like, we shouldn't have to wait until New Year's Eve to be like, oh, I'm ready to change. I'm ready to dive into these new things that I want to do. I'm ready to finally stop smoking, finally stop this, or finally get back to working out, eating out right. Like, I feel like those things should be an ongoing thing. Like, we are people, we are not going to be the same. So it's like, we grow and we evolve. Like, that's the goal, right? You would think that's the goal, but like, when you really look at it and when you see how this world is going today, all of it's fake. Like, I don't really think a lot of people are really trying to put the work in to evolve. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really feel like people are really trying to dig deep and dive into themselves. Like, they say it all the time to make yourself sound good. Like, I'm trying to break these generational curses, and I'm trying to do this, and I'm trying to do that. But it's like, but you still doing the same thing you've been doing 3 years ago. And it's no shame. I'm not judging. But it's like, when are we really going to be really working on ourselves? When are we really going to start believing in ourselves and really going for the things that we truly want to go for? Like, when are we going to stop settling? When are we going to really like put our foot deep into the water? Like, I feel like we just be teeter-tottering, like keep saying I'm gonna jump up I'm gonna dive in, I'm gonna jump, but we never jump. And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna say here for everybody, but I feel like if you anything like me, like, I feel like we just been in this cycle of saying that I want this and I always feel this about myself. I will speak for me personally. Like, let's just clear everything up about that. I will speak for myself personally. I know for me, the most things that I struggle with on a daily is overthinking, negative thinking, not really believing in myself, and I pour out into everybody, or I keep giving people chances, and I lack boundaries. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about stuff like that. Like, and those are just examples. So it's like I can keep saying those things as excuses, because at the end of the day, I mean, everybody goes through it, but it's like, okay, Katie, you go through these things, but how long do you really want to go through it? Like, how long do you really want to live a life in insecurities, or live a life where you have no boundaries and you keep letting people, go against your boundaries? When you want to keep letting people walk all over you, why you keep giving people chance after chance after chance? When do you really want to sit down with yourself and put your foot forward? When do you really want to dive in and treat yourself the way you need to be treated? When do you really want to start loving yourself? Like, you love yourself, yes, obviously, but when do you really want to start pouring into yourself? Treating yourself the way you want to be treated by others. You know what I'm saying? Like, when are we going to start doing that, Katie? Like, when are we going to start really believing in ourselves to do the things that we really truly want to do in our heart? Like, when are we going to start doing that for ourselves? Because it's like I keep finding myself saying it and saying it and saying it, and I'm getting tired of it. Like, I'm getting tired of keep telling myself, like, think positive. Like, I'm tired of being in therapy and my therapist keep telling me, check-ins, and we got to change this mindset of yours because da da da. Like, I'm tired of it. Like, it's draining. Like, I know some people like to live in a negative mindset and a negative frame, and because it's like it's so easy to be negative, and it's so easy to be like, oh, I have this and I have that, and I like, but it's like, but living in it is draining. Like, when you're living and being stagnant, and you're living and you're not really doing things that you're supposed to be doing, and it feels like you're just stuck. Like, and it's like self-sabotage, because it's like, dang, Katie, you have all these people telling you that you are loved. You are God's child. If you read the Bible, you open your Bible up, it will tell you, and you will see what God calls you to be and who you are to be in this world. And it's just like, but I refuse to do the work, and I just want to sit in my own mess, and it's just like, for what? Like, you want to grow and you talk about how you've been through all these things, but then it's like, when it comes time to doing the work, you don't want to do it. You just want to keep using that as a crutch, and you want to keep using that as an excuse to not see yourself. Like, why do we not want to see ourselves as our best potential? Like, why are we so scared as people to see ourselves in the best light? Like, I get humble is a thing, you feel me? But like, why do we feel like we have to downgrade ourselves or downplay ourselves or settle for things? And why do we feel like things are too hard to reach? I think about the age I'm about to be in the next couple weeks. I'm like, bro, I refuse to be 25 and still living in the same ways that I was at 2021. Like, I refuse to do that. I refuse to keep, being the girl that don't respect her own boundaries. I refuse to be the girl walking in her own insecurities. I refuse to be the girl who allows the negative thoughts and allows what the devil has to say about her and her trauma, and the things that she's been through in the past, to let her believe that those are the things that she are and who she is to be. Like, I refuse. Like, I have so much potential, and I have so much to give and to be, and I just refuse to stop myself from being those things, because I want to stay in how Katie used to be in the past. Like, that was comfortable for me, and it's sad to say, but loving on myself and having these boundaries and really putting my standing on business, quote unquote, is not comfortable. It's easier to just say yes and be a yes man. It's easier to, not really believe in myself, because I don't have to really put my best foot forward and really step out my comfort zone and do the things that I need to do in order to move into the next level of my life. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to do those things. but it's not easy to be positive. It's not easy to be nice to yourself. It's not easy to, put your foot down. If it's something that you don't like, you say it, and you stand on that. Like, that's not easy for you, Katie. And it's like, no, it's not. But I'm learning that I had to show up for myself, because I wasn't able to protect myself when I was younger, and I wasn't able to put my foot down when I was younger. But the little girl Katie deserves the Katie that I am now. You feel me? Like, healing my inner child and healing me in general, the things that I was deprived from, I had to give that to myself times 10. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I feel like I mean when I'm saying out with the old, in with the new. I'm not just talking about physical stuff. I'm talking about the old habits, the old behaviors. Like, those stuff get tired. Like, it's to a point where it's like, now in my lifetime, I don't need no people around me that are negative Nancy's. I don't need nobody around me. And I'm not going to sit here and say negative Nancy's, because we go through things and everybody has a season when they go through things. I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about people who are going to enable me to be how Katie used to be. Like, it should be no way that I'm around my friends and I'm telling them about something, and I didn't stick to my boundary, and they telling me like, oh, that's okay. Like, no, I need friends that's going to hold me accountable. I need friends that's going to, want to be in the interest of the things that I'm going to be interested in this new season of mine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need nothing around me that's not evolving, because when you're around things that don't evolve, you don't evolve. And when you are in this moment when you feel like, bro, I want to evolve so bad, I want to do things so bad, but my environment just won't let me, you feel suffocated. Like, you feel like you're forcing yourself to take all this in and do all these old things that you don't have the energy to do no more. Like, I'm about to be 25 years old. I do not have the energy to be going out every weekend. I don't. Now, granted, you see what you see on Instagram, but that's a periodically thing. I'm not saying I'm just stuck in the house and not doing anything, but I'm not 21-year-old Katie where I'm out all and about doing this, that, and third, riding around. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that no more. Like, that's not my heart desires anymore. I want to try new things. I want to travel and see the world, and I want to, try different things and experience different things. I don't want to be out in the club all the time anymore. Like I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to keep going out and doing this and the third, knowing that I want to stay home, but I'm going out because I'm a yes man and I'm just doing things to appease everybody. Like, I don't want to do that no more. Katie want to do what Katie want to do now. So if Katie want to stay in the house all weekend, Katie going to stay in the house all weekend, and Katie going to tell them no, because that's her business. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's the space that I am for me. Like, I am not forcing or doing anything that my body and my heart is physically rejecting, spiritually rejecting. Like, I'm just not doing it no more to appease anybody. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want nobody around me that will put me in a position or to make me feel bad for moving on in my life. You know what I mean? Like, in this stage of mine, I'm trying to graduate. I'm trying to step forward in a different path of this career that I'm trying to head to. I'm trying to experience new things in life. I'm trying to do things that are something I can write down on my bucket list. Like, I'm not trying to be in a revolving door when it comes to people, my environment, my career. Like, to me, that's the scary part. Like, yes, growth and evolving is scary, but I'd rather be moving in my purpose and moving in my will than be in a revolving door, missing years of my life, missing years of growth, missing years of change, just being stagnant. And it's so sad because I see a lot of people who are like that, especially from high school and even in college. Like, even when I graduated from undergrad, like, you would think like, oh, everybody got a degree, they're going to be doing a big one. No, it's a lot of people that still were in a revolving door in trying to live that university lifestyle. And it's like, nah, babe, like, we're adults now. Like, we closed that chapter. That was a beautiful chapter, but now we're moving on to another chapter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be like, have you ever opened a book and kept reading a chapter over and over and over again? No, you start to get bored. You start to get tired. Now you're anticipating for the next chapter. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I do love a good rerun, and I love watching some reruns, but at some point, you're going to want to change it and do something else. And I refuse to be that person that just keeps moving in a circle. No growth. Like, I complain, and then I feel like I don't have no right to complain because I sit here and I complain about how, oh, I don't like this, and men be doing me this way, and I just be doing all this, and I just don't understand. I'm a good person, and just like, you're a good person to people, but you're not a good person to yourself. So you standing in that revolving door, being a people pleaser and not doing what you're supposed to be doing, now you continue to hurt yourself, and you want your friends to sit here and to baby you and accompany you because you don't want to grow up and change. Like, it's so many people, and I feel like that's why friendship is a really big thing and a really big deal, because I don't take it lightly. Like, don't get me wrong, I know people, and I'm social, like, to a certain extent. I know people, what I'm saying, but I don't call everybody my friend, okay? I might have a lot of associates, I might know a lot of people, but when it comes to friendship, true friendship, that means everything to me. So it's like, I can't be around people or have friendships with people who don't see the value in the things that I'm doing, that don't want to support me, that don't want to acknowledge, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, especially when you've been friends with somebody for so long, and it's like, y'all in this weird space now where it's like, okay, like, you like doing this and I like doing that, but you like doing the things that we used to do. And those things used to work back in the day, but the where I'm trying to go is on a different path. And it's like, you're not trying to be weird about it, and it's like, you don't want to tell them like, oh, I don't want to hang out with you no more, but it's also like, I don't want to do that anymore. So it's like that weird space where it's like, I want to grow and do this, you want to stay in here and do that. I want to grow and do this, you want to stay here and do that. Like, how are we going to meet in the middle? And sometimes we can't meet in the middle, because if you still stuck in your ways, because like sometimes you have friendships that are trauma bound. So when you stuck with that trauma bound, and you stuck with them people that, you know what I'm saying, that was accompanying you in that time, and y'all had a different level of connection, and y'all been through some things together, and you know what I'm saying, like, y'all had y'all trauma and y'all bonded from that, or whatever the case it may be. Or y'all might have just grown up from when y'all was really young, and then, loyalty, y'all been friends since elementary, middle school, whatever, yada, yada, yada. And then it's like, when you get to adulthood, it's like, okay, this is not the same 6-year-old person that I met when, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not the same person anymore. They're a completely different person, and we are completely different people. And it's like, where do I go from here? Do I keep you in my life? Do I not keep you in my life? Do I tell you how I feel and let the world and the universe figure it out and see if we still collide with each other in some type of way? Or do I put my big girl panties on and move on from you in a situation? Because I feel like sometimes it can be contradicting. Like, sometimes it can be weird. Like, you don't have to be on the same path in order to be friends, right? But it has to be the same principles and values, I feel like. Like, I can't be friends with nobody that think it's okay to be out and about, riding around till 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, and do that every day. I can't be friends because I can't do that. That's not my lifestyle. I have responsibilities. I can't be friends with people that, are just carelessly or recklessly. Like, I can't be friends with people that don't have no goals or really don't have no true ambitions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be with nobody that don't have no drive. You feel me? I can't be with nobody like that. Relationship, friendship, whatever. So it's like, for me, it's like, those are the things that I mean when I say we have to be in line in some sort. Like, I could want to be a therapist. You could want to be a business owner. You feel me? It don't got to be the same, but it got to be something. You know what I mean? Like, your goal could probably be to have a family one day. My goal could probably be to travel the world. And those are respectable. Like, and as long as you got something going on for yourself, you know what I mean? Something that keeps you some purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you messing around with people or you friends with people that don't have no purpose, they will get into and do anything. And then your life become chaotic. And then it's like when their stuff start rippling and it's affecting your stuff, it's like it becomes a point where it's just like, bro, you're throwing me off track to what I need to be in my purpose, and I'm giving you all my energy, and now I'm losing myself. And it's just like, that's not what friendship is about. Like I say, I feel like, God put us all on this earth because for unity. Like, I don't feel like nobody should be out here alone. So it's like when I see that we are operating and relationships and stuff, it's like, okay, we operate in these relationships and these friendships, and it's like, okay, what are we going to be doing in order to make sure these things still connect and stay intact? What are we doing for each other? That how we pouring into each other, like how I talked about filling your cup. Like sometimes your friend gonna have to fill your cup for you because you drain and it's been a hard week, and sometimes your friend, you gonna have to pour in your friend because they're draining, it's been a hard week for them. You know what I mean? Like, friendship is a given. Your environment is a given. If you've been around people that's been doing the same thing and staying on the same block and talking about the same stuff and doing the same old, things, interested in the same things, like order the same things, like they don't got nothing new for themselves. It's like, and it's like y'all been doing that for years, and it's like you don't have no desire to do anything different. And it's like, not to judge, but like, where does that come from? Like, being stagnant comes from some place. Like, you had to learn that from somebody. Like, I don't feel like people are just stagnant because they just stagnant. Like, I feel like they had to learn that from like a parent or somebody that they seen just stuck, and probably just scared to live in their potential or really try to do some new stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I refuse to be 40 still operating as a 21-year-old woman. Like, I'm like, absolutely not. Like, even at my age, about to be 25, I don't want to be operating as young Katie. Like, no. Like, I want to be operating how I need to be operating. And it's like, I got to get rid of the old stuff. Like, I don't want to be around the old stuff. And it's like, I'm not even trying to be funny when it comes to not wanting to be around old things, but like sometimes it's like I don't want to go back. Like, I know some people be like, oh, I want to go back to my homecoming, I want to go back to my homecoming, and it's like I should want to go back to homecoming, and I don't blame nobody who do go back to homecoming, but for me, I don't really have nothing to go back to. Like, I went back to my undergrad homecoming, my first year as a alumni and everything, which was fun. It was cool. But I kind of left like, I could have stayed home. You know what I mean? Like, it's like one of them things where I'll do it for the one time and then we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll go see how I feel, and if I want to go again, I'll go again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not something that I got to go every year. And that's just some people's thing. But it's just not for me, And that's okay. But it's just like, for me, I'm not trying to go to my undergrad college all the time. Like, first of all, I'm in grad school. Like, I got homework to do. Like, I got other things and responsibilities that I got to do. Like, I don't know. For me, it's just like once I move on from that chapter, it was like, okay, that was fun, but I'm ready to move on to the next. Like, I reminisce sometimes, but I'm not always trying to, relive. Like, so you have some people that just have to relive. Like, some people like, I got to relive my 20s. Like, I got to, like, my 20s was da-da-da. And it's just like, life don't stop at 20s. Like, the fact that God has woke you up every single day since your past 20s, like, that is something to live for. Like, find something else to live for besides just your quote-unquote 20s. Like, life is to be lived no matter what. Like, I don't care if I'm 50. I'm not going to sit here. Like, yes, I'm going to reminisce and be like, oh, yeah, my 20s was a time or whatever, da-da-da. But I'm not going to be sitting here stuck. Like, you have some people just stuck. Like, some people are just stuck in high school. Like, they're just still stuck on where they was that the football player that got all the trophies and, was the ladies' man and was really known and all the teachers loved him. Like, some people are stuck. Like, they live off of that. Like, and it's scary to me because it's like, wow, like, you only see yourself valued at that time. Like, yes, you were valued at that time, and that might have been your little peak, but at the end of the day, you have so many years ahead of you. Like, continue finding value in the things that you're doing now. You know what I mean? Like, you are 30 something and you're still living off of high school years, like, not saying that you can't reminisce off of them, but when you start like saying like, oh yeah, like I was this and I was da, and then you still trying to operate in that and you stuck in that, like that's the scary part for me. And like I don't want to be around nobody like that. Like, and I don't mean no harm, but to me it's like I need people around me that are who want to and desire to evolve and grow into things that are being found purposeful. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be around anybody like that's, you know, making me feel like I have to change who I am and change my ways, like to, you know, accompany them, you know? Like, and sometimes it's like I could be around them, I don't judge them, I don't tolerate them, but it's just some people are just not all for me. Like, everybody is not for everybody, and that's okay. Like, I kind of know my group, my peoples that I vibe with the most. I kind of do. And I think that's okay. I mean, we're still learning because you have friendships that will fall in and fall out. But I think for the most part of my friendships, when it comes to them, like my girls, like they're solid. Like they're solid, and I truly appreciate them because I feel like they have been the ones pouring so much into me that has made me start to become uncomfortable with my old ways as well. Like when you have somebody that's telling you like, nah, like you are worth more than that, like it gets to a point where you have to really look at yourself like, hey, like these people see you and your worth. Like how you not seeing it for yourself, you know? And it's like when you really got people pouring into you like that, giving you, praying over you, loving you, and treating you how you're supposed to be treated, you don't want to be treated anything less than that. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes you got to get rid of them old friends. Like sometimes them friends are just stuck, that don't have no desire, like, and it's to the point where they start to irritate you a bit. Like they start to get on your nerves and you just don't even want to be around them. But when it comes to that loyalty, because we've been locked in for so many years, quote unquote, it's like sometimes them years do not compare to the effect they're going to have on you if you keep them around. Like they might be your downfall. Like I have seen where people in friendships have became their downfall in life, and I just refuse. In relationships too, you still stuck with that man because, oh, we've been together. I'm telling you, years do not value over more than what somebody is pouring into you. Like I could have known, like I know my family for years since I've been born. But when it comes to my family, like some family members, and when it comes to the people that I know now and I love and dear, I'm valuing the people that I love and dear. You know, like time don't matter for me. Because it's like, yeah, I know you for all these years, but if you're not going to be doing nothing but pouring into me negativity and making me feel like I'm on edge and anxiety and all that, or I have to feel uncomfortable, or I feel like I can't share with you, or I feel like I'm not being valued or treated as I'm supposed to be treated, like I don't want to be around that, you know? And I don't think nobody should want to be around that. And it's just like, even with the environment, like I feel like, especially in this society and age, like I feel like we make it okay to just be stagnant. Life in general, like life is worth living. Like, you know, like despite how hard it is and whatever it gives you, you know what I'm saying? Like every day you wake up, life is worth to be lived. So it's like I just refuse to just be on Instagram talking about the same thing, or on TikTok talking about the same thing. Like I'm tired of that. I'm tired of seeing the same thing, the same story, the same outcome. Like when are we going to stop playing around with our lives and get our stuff together? Like we keep saying we want change, but we want everybody else to do it, but we don't want to do it for ourselves. Like it starts with you. We say it all the time, the change starts with you. Like you cannot sit here and tell me that you want change for yourself, but you are not willing to do the work. Like grow up, stand up for yourself. Like come on, like if you really want these things for your life, like stop talking about it and be about it. It's no way that you said you wanted to start the gym and it's been 5 years. But you want to be on TikTok and you want to sit here and keep having these sob stories and like, oh, I'm going to start the gym. I'm just doing the, like, no, girl, start the gym. Start. Just start. Like, it don't matter what it is. Just start. Just go into this new, because I'm telling you, I really feel like the Lord is really trying to tell me, like, it is do or die when it comes to this season. Like whatever season He got us in, or whatever your season in right now, like either you want to change and go for your calling and do what's best for you and start really implementing these changes, or you're going to stay stuck, or you're going to be left behind. Either you're going to get on the bus or you're not. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's where He is with us, because it's like, how many more years are we going to keep saying we're going to do it and we don't do it? How many more years are we going to keep letting pass by? How many more times are we going to keep talking and crying about the same thing over and over again? Like, I'll be honest and I'll be very transparent. Like, I would say recently, when it comes to relationships, like in my love life, I had to tell myself, okay, Katie, how many times you want to keep crying over the same thing about with the same thing what the guys be doing to you? You sit here and say guys do this to you and they do this and they do that and da da da. But when do you want to change what you choosing in these men? When do you want to start changing the things that you are looking for? When do you want to start, believing that you're worthy of more than what you're settling for? When are you going to start really taking yourself seriously? You want people to take you seriously? You want these men to take you seriously? You don't even take yourself seriously. Like, you're sitting here and you're settling for these things. You're going back and forth with the same guy over and over again, and do right, and you know that you're not asking for anything less than $1, but he's making you feel, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you really think about it, it's like I get tired of my own mess. Like, I get tired of having to talk about the same thing over and over and over again, because I don't want to let go. I want to stay stuck in my old ways. I want to still operate in my old self. And it's like, I get tired of me too. And I told myself, I said, you know what, Katie? Like, you write all these goals and all these things that you want in a partner, so go for it. Who told you that you're not worthy enough for it? And if anybody told you, forget what they said. What did God say? And I feel like sometimes you got to get aggressive with yourself like that, because it's like, nobody else is going to do it for you. Your friends can sit here and give you the advice all day long, and they can sit here and let you cry on their shoulder. But at the end of the day, you still choose what you want to choose. That's the same thing with God. God gave us free will. So if you're going to sit here and cry and mope about it, and you want to sit here and pray to God about it all day long, and tell him to give you signs, and if you don't want me to be with him, show me a red car. If you want me to be him, show me a blue car. Like, you keep playing these games what you want all the time. But at the end of the day, you're going to do what you want to do. I'm tired. I'm tired of my old ways. I'm tired of my old actions. I'm tired of that. Like, I'm tired of dealing with, I shouldn't have to be dealing with it. I shouldn't be dealing with it. You know what I mean? And it's like, even with the environment, like, even when it comes to like work and stuff like that, like, I'm tired of the work drama. Like, I gotta keep my mouth closed sometimes. Sometimes I gotta learn how to leave stuff at work. Sometimes you just get so passionate, and sometimes you just get so into the thing because you have a good heart and a good soul. But it's like, at the end of the day, no, like, you gotta learn how to not give all to everything. And it's like, whatever your new chapter in your life, and it's calling you and it's tugging at you, like, because you can feel it. Like, I know I felt for me, like, I felt like if I was going to continue to settle for this, I was going to be stuck with it. Like, if you're going to continue to settle for this is what you're going to get stuck with, Katie. So if this is what you want to be stuck with, and then you stay still and you stay stagnant and you stay in your poor posture. But if you really want to move on and go to this next chapter in your life that God is pulling you to and your spirit is telling you to go to, then you do that. You know what I mean? Like, however you got to do it, you got to do it. And it's like, we have to be more aggressive when it comes to ourselves. Like, we will do anything and everything for everybody, but when it comes to ourselves, it's like we're the last option. Like, we don't even look at ourselves in that way. And that's so sad to me, because we deserve everything plus more. Like, I know it's things in your life that you truly want for yourself, and I know it's things that you truly desire. And it's like, we have to learn how to choose ourselves and choose to start. Because it's like, growing and evolving is not going to stop. So it's like, we got to get into the process of learning how to do it now, because a lot of us want families. A lot of us want marriages, like, can you just be imagine? Can you just imagine yourself being married to somebody who don't want to grow? Like, do you know how, like, to me that's scary. Like, it's so much. Like, it's like I'm going to, like, the person I am now probably not even going to be the person I'm going to be when I'm in 5 years or 6 months by now. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, at least I know that I'm trying to evolve. I'm trying to get to that destination that I need to get to in order to get to the next destination. Like, each stage of our lives means something. It touches somebody else. It motivates somebody else. And I just refuse to keep moving in this world and not operating in my purpose. Because I just refuse to get up to God one day and just be like, yeah, God, I did my big one. And he's going to be like, no, you didn't. You've been serving the world, but you haven't been serving me. Like, that's the scary part. Serving the world and not serving the person that has blessed you with the world. Like, that's, to me, that's crazy. And it's like, sometimes we see all these things on Instagram and this, that, and third, and we see other people, doing the things that we want to do, and we kind of get a little jealous or envy and be like, dang, like, I wish that was me. And it's just like, that could be you. You can be doing your big one. You can be, accomplishing these things. That can be you. Like, stop being scary. Like, like, stop being, like, stop questioning yourself. Stop making yourself feel like you have to be so humble to the point where you're missing out on opportunities. Like, some of y'all are so talented. Some of y'all are so scared to show y'all true personalities because y'all trying to live in this nonchalant way, or this aesthetic that's going out now, acting like we are. Like, no, like, and even if you're still trying to figure it out, be open about trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. Like, sometimes, some people don't want to. Some people just want to really travel or do something that's not the societal standard, and that's fine. But just make sure whatever you're doing, you're able to provide for yourself for it, or it is true to you and true to your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like, I just refuse to bring kids in this world, and I'm in the mind space of 21-year-old Katie. That's doing nothing but damaging my future children. That's not doing nothing but, affecting my fruit. I'm that's a whole generation right there. Like, I got so much to think about when it comes to me and my life, because I know it's not just about me. And like, sometimes when you put yourself in the mind spaces, like, this is not about me. Like, yes, it is me. I am she is me, right? But when you think about it and you think about it deeper, like, bro, like, this is not just about me. Like, this, me and who I am supposed to be doing something for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I would hate to miss the mark because I'm just so selfish that I just want to be stuck in my ways. Like, we talk about the parents and the adults that's so stuck in their ways and they don't want to change. Like, we talk so much mad crap about them, but we are not being 100% honest with ourselves that we are heading that route, in that direction. Some people can't tell you what to do. Some people cannot give you a direction without you having a rebuttal. And it's like, dang, like, somebody can't give you a little knowledge. Somebody can't just, shed light to you or tell you something about yourself in the most respectful way as possible without you catching an attitude, or without you over here, got something to say or feel like you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like, for me, it's just like, how you want to sit here and say that, oh, you know everything? No, you don't. If you knew everything, babe, I promise you wouldn't be the way you are now. You feel me? If you know to do everything and how to do it, then show me. Because 9 times out of 10, you don't. And that's the whole part of making sure your environment, making sure your space and who you are is being able to be open to grow and change. I can't do this growth thing by myself. Like, how am I supposed to grow and evolve when I ain't got nobody around me, nobody teaching me? I'm not putting myself in spaces to network or putting myself in positions to be able to, get the education or the information that I need to grow. Like, how am I supposed to be doing all this by myself? That's why you need a community. That's why you need somebody around you that's pushing you on to be your best self forward. Like, And it's like, I'm not trying to be out here just half doing life. Like, our ancestors, I'm talking to my African American people, like, our ancestors did not sit here and go through what they went through just for us to be half in it in this world. Like, that's crazy. Like, we have to grow. We have to reach our highest potential. Like, that is the goal. You feel me? Whatever that looks like for you, it looks like for you. But I know for me, my goal is to do my purpose. And that might change. One minute I might think is this, the next minute, you know, I might get a revelation and it might be something else. And that's fine. But we should not be scared of change. We should embrace change. We should embrace growth. We should embrace people who are trying to grow. We should not be judging. We should not be, you know, stagnant. We should not be feeling like, you know, scared to reach our fullest potential. Like, I feel like as humans, we have so much to give and so much to offer, because look at the things that we produce so far. You know what I mean? Like, and with our generation, we have so much to give. We have so much insight. We have to be critical when it comes to our decision making. Like, we not young no more. We can't just be making dumb, like, we can go to jail, one. We can't be making dumb decisions out here just for the fun of it. Like, if you do it by accident, you do it by accident. But you can't just be doing stuff just to be doing stuff nowadays. Like, things should be intentional. You should be intentionally evolving, intentionally growing, intentionally having fun, intentionally being peaceful, because the world's not going to give it to you. If it was up to the world, we would be still stuck from where we were back in the days. You feel me? So it's like, bro, grow up. I am telling, yes, I am. I'm telling you to grow up. Grow up. Go out there and be who God calls you to be, or whatever you feel like you were supposed to be in this world. Go fulfill your purpose. You have so much desires. Write them down. Don't be afraid to write your stuff down. Don't feel like it's silly. Do what you want to do. Say what you want to say. Respect yourself. Follow your boundaries. Make sure you have people around you in your circle that is loving on you and treating you the best way you're supposed to be treated. And cut the ones that are not serving you no good. Stop holding these years over quality. Like, we should be really evaluating our life, because I really feel like it's not to be played with right now. Like, we think, oh, we got time. We really don't got time. Okay? Like, this year is almost over. Like, I just really feel like I just said Happy New Year's not too long ago. You know what I mean? Like, time is moving. Time is ticking. And we are at this stage where we need to really ask and question ourselves. Where do we want to be? Do we want to be stuck in the old ways, still suffering, still complaining, still being a negative Nancy, and still not, you know, reaching our full potential, and still telling ourselves and still doing all the things that we're not supposed to be doing? Knowing that we not supposed to be doing these things. Like, I just don't understand how we have so much insight on the things we're not supposed to do, but we don't have that much insight on the things we are supposed to do. You feel me? So it's like, are you going to be stuck? Because if you choosing this for yourself, choose it wisely. Because once you choose, I really feel like God is telling me, like, once you choose what route you going in, stay there. Like, I really feel like he's telling me to tell you to stay there. If you choose to have poor posture and to continue to make bad decisions for yourself, and continue to put yourself last, and continue to do a disservice to yourself, then you stay there. But if you decide to put your best foot forward, and you decide that you want to grow and change, you want to have faith, and you want to step out and do what you're supposed to be doing, and no matter what age you are, then go do that. Come with me. I'll show you the way. I'll take you there. You won't be alone. You know, I feel like that's what God is telling me to tell y'all all these things. But if you want to stay stagnant, stay stagnant. And I'm telling you, he is standing on that. You want to talk about a person who stands on business? My God, he stands on business with his big toe. Okay? He plays no games. So it's like, whatever you want to do, please make that choice. And I just really feel like, you know, yes, growth and evolving should sound sweet and soft, and no, it's not. Because when you think about it, when you plant that seed and you harvesting and all that, that's not easy. That's hard work. You feel me? Like, growing is hard work, evolving is hard work, but it's worth it, because once that seed grows and it becomes something beautiful, you'll be like, look at all my hard work. Look at what I'm evolving into. Look what I created, what I produced. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like I'm not here to be sweet and nice to y'all right now, because I'm not being sweet and nice to me either. I've been sweet and nice to me this long, and I'm just really deciding to make a change for myself. And I'm not just saying just the physical changes. I'm talking about the internal changes for myself. I'm tired of being the Katie with the negative mindset, with the bad decision making, with not respecting my boundaries, and being too nice and letting people not have their way, but letting people do how they do me. And I'm tired of being that. I'm tired of being a negative thinker. I'm tired of not believing in myself. I'm tired of not seeing myself in the best light. And I'm choosing to hop on that boat with God. I'm choosing to put my faith in Him and continue to let me grow and continue to let me evolve. And I'm choosing to speak on it, and I'm choosing to let that be my testimony one day, because I know at the end of the day it will all be worth it. And I just pray that it will all be worth it to you. And I say this out of love, and I say this out of kindness, and I say this out of because I really truly want us to reach our fullest potential. I just want the best for us, and I just want us to realize that we deserve everything plus more. And I just hoping everybody hop on this train with like I am hopping on this train. And I thank you all for listening to me on episode 9. And I'm so excited for you guys to tune in for episode 10. We are getting to double digits when it comes to this episodes, and I'm just so excited. And thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll see y'all next Wednesday.